5 man deep and we all in cuffs. 5 man deep and we all in. 5 man deep and we all in cuffs. 5 man deep and we all in. Like 5 man deep and we all in cuffs. 5 man deep and we all in. 5 man deep and we all in. 5 man deep and we all in. Bob shot hot rocks in my joggers. Went boxing but I'm not no boxer. Northampton, yeah man, I'm a cobbler. A time in my life.
Slowthai is an English rapper from Northampton, which is in the Midlands. His career started in 2015. He released his first album in 2019 and he's released 2 more since then. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was Slowthai's first full-length album, and it's my first encounter with him and his music, so I'm completely fresh to it. And it's fairly straightforward to describe in broad terms. Basically, it's hip-hop with rap, but it's British English hip-hop. So it's some of the kind of normal tropes from American hip-hop have been changed, particularly obviously the accent and the way that he's rapping. So the musical backing, let's talk about that first, is mostly kind of what I think of as being the more hardcore end of hip-hop. It's got often quite a deep synth bass. We've got what I might call trappy drums in there, because trap is a particular kind of thing, so often kind of fluttery and jittery bits of hi-hat and some bass drum stuff going on. It's kind of reminded me of drum and bass stuff, and then it's got other things on top. So it's got things like some keyboard stuff and chords and vocal stuff. There may be samples going on here. There was no information about that I could find, so I couldn't find any information about instrumentalists or about samples. So you may know better, and if you know better, please do tell me through the comments box. That'd be great. There's also, he has, when I did my reading up on him, he has some involvement with a punk band, and they were involved, I believe, in the track Dorman, which has got kind of somewhat punk backing to it rather than the standard hip-hop backing. Most of it musically is not particularly, I would say, soul-oriented or not particularly kind of funk groove-oriented or anything like that. And this sort of backing is one of my least favourites, I think, in hip-hop. Musically, it doesn't kind of get me. Or I don't get it, or something. Let's talk about the rapping then. So he's got a reasonably fast flow. He kind of rattles stuff off. It's different from a lot of rap that you hear because it's not in Afro-American dialect and slang. It's in Southern English urban dialect and slang, which means that I can follow a reasonable amount of it. I can't follow all of it because there are words and phrases that he's using. Some of it is probably coded, but most of it I think is just phrases that I'm not in that kind of subculture, so I don't come across. He's got a few guest rappers. There's a little bit of not great singing in here as well, but mostly it's about rap. There are also bits of speech and stories and vignettes and some sound effects. In fact, one of the tracks, Gorgeous, kind of breaks down in the middle and just has this long story about somebody, whether it's Slowthai or the guest on there or just fictitious, I don't know, but it's a story about somebody going to see a soccer, so football if you're British, match in Liverpool, and not actually getting to Liverpool, ending up in West. Yeah, I won't give you the whole story, but it's a story about going to a football match anyway. The tracks are about kind of life. I guess it's not unusual for hip-hop and rap that it's about gritty urban style life. Some of it, from the reading that I've done about Slowthai, particularly the last track, which is called Northampton, sounds like it's pretty honestly about his own life and his mother and his family life, particularly. But he does stuff about politics as well. He gets quite satirical at times, in a very kind of dry sort of way. He's definitely got a thing about different cultures within Britain and and contrasting that. So I resonate with it more than I do with US rap for obvious reasons, that I understand better the culture that is coming from, because obviously I'm here in Britain. I would also say it's quite well done. In the rapping, the writing's good. It's not mega clever, but it's clever enough to kind of make you think, yeah, okay, fair enough. And he kind of paints overall quite an interesting picture. I think it gives, I think, a fairly honest look at urban youth culture, around what is involved in. Sometimes it gets quite vulnerable and emotional, and again, I'm going to so I kind of, I think I admire that in him. It's not full of kind of macho bravado. It's not full of aggression. There's some darker bits in this, but it's not kind of arrogant in a way that can put me off. The language does have some strong words in it, but the excuse me, is missing the predominant stuff from American rap with the B word and the N word, which I frankly find more difficult to deal with personally than some of the other words that are used that are sometimes thought of as stronger swear words. But I think that, again, that's a cultural difference that makes me quite edgy about those kinds of words. So overall, I think there's a lot to kind of dig into here, and that is good about it. I will confess, still, I will say it's not my kind of music, so it doesn't appeal to me aesthetically. It appeals a little bit to me, kind of makes me think about it, and I've got some respect for it, if you like. I think if you're into rap and you're into the American rap, you might want to try this. If you're British, you might resonate with it more. But also, if you're from somewhere, I know there's people watch this from all over, America particularly. So if why not try some British rap if you like American rap, and see if you get on with this. As always at this point, if you know this album or if you're new to this album, I'd love to know your opinions. Please talk to me through the comments box. That's it from me for now.
How's business this morning?
Pretty good. I made about 12, 13 quid, and that was without not having any arguments with anyone. That's pretty just straight.
If you don't get your head kicked in.
Shoot a messenger, string 'em up. She's a 10+.